Viewer discretion is advised.
I actually got the scenes right this time. I should get a gold star or medal or alcohol or tacos. Something good. Guys, it's Saturday. You are listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 266. We are in patch 8.3. Tonight, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I don't have any clue what we're talking about because I'm going to make it up as I go because that is what we do. There's lots of stuff to talk about. I just have to put it all together in a nice little package and wrap it up special. But I do know that you'll be entertained. And you know how I know you're going to be entertained? Because Envy's back. Just throwing that out there. So, grab your drink, grab your stove, grab your joint, grab your sandwich, grab your coronavirus-free toilet paper, and we'll be right back.
In 2014, a crack commando unit was banned from trade chat for comments they didn't make. These men and women promptly escaped from the Stormwind stockades to the Iron Forge underground. Today, still hunted by the trolls of trade chat, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, then maybe you can hire the Pwnecast. Leader and brains of the operation, it's Belle.
I want tacos so bad.
Betrayer of the priestly order and huntard extraordinaire, it's Remedies. With the Pwnecast team assembled, let the battle for Azeroth begin.
Hello, people of Podcast Land. This is Winstallin speaking, and Winstead from the Technically PvP podcast, and you are listening to the Pwnecast podcast.
So, as lives go, I'm not really crushing it. I have to be really honest. And to that end, I don't even know how I'm still breathing. But I'm here, making the dream happen. I brought my friends. I have toilet paper. It's terrible. We'll talk about that later. It's awful. It isn't what I'm used to. I'm going to buy some of the good stuff on the street after hours because I heard it's going for a pretty good price. But we got some stuff, and I'm just going to unmute these fine gentlemen.
I forgot to breathe, and I had to focus on breathing. I was freaking out.
You had to focus on breathing? Do you have Corona? Corona?
Yeah.
He has the Corona.
I have the vodka.
If you are new to Pwnecast, I apologize in advance for what we will...
No, we fucking don't.
What we...
You know what you got yourself into.
I just have to say that for legal purposes. Somebody cares. I don't. We don't.
We have a list somewhere.
We have a running total of people we offend. I wouldn't necessarily call this a quality production. The quality has just dwindled throughout the years.
Yeah, we don't have koalas. Fuck.
Yeah, we are running on fumes.
for that matter.
Yeah. But...
She gets some koalas drinking tea.
You will be entertained, because I did bring my people with me. I did bring Rem, who is here again.
People.
He hasn't disappeared yet, guys. I just keep waiting. I keep waiting for that day. I get the text message for him to tell me he fucked off in some direction that isn't mine. It's like...
That was you telling me to fuck off in any direction.
That's what I got out of this.
It's like... What's the word? I went full dumb. What's the word when you're traumatized? It's like PTSD.
PTSD.
And Envy's back, guys. He's still kicking. Just so we're clear. He's alive. He's well. He looks very young. Kinda 12. Very fabulous, actually. Do you put lipstick on? Because you...
I try, you know. Actually, it is pretty red. It's the cherry beer.
Okay, that makes sense, because it is a little...
And Rem and I, you know.
What's the word? What's Rem's word?
We're building up our immunities together, okay?
Your immunities of what?
You.
Coronavirus.
Elegant. That's the word. He does look very elegant. Thank God people have memories that I don't.
I look classy, okay? classy with an eye and a dick for an L.
Yeah,
Goes
you.
around.
It isn't me that draws dicks with the mechanics in the raid. It just happens to be.
every single time.
It's
it was
just
you.
the
Damn
direction
right.
I go. But
Every night.
It's
we-
like you're running this way, then go this way, and like, oh, circle, okay.
we're
run
gonna
away.
try to
It's
uncover.
like curved every time.
We're gonna uncover why I draw penises with the mechanic when we are fighting. Who is it? Is it Il'gynoth? No.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, Il'gynoth.
It's like the
My first custom design in Animal Crossing, I needed it for Miles,
tell
and I
me
just
you
drew a
drew-
dick.
How? See, it's the thing. It's the way. It's the
I
way
needed something
of the
quick and
world.
easy. I needed the Miles.
It's the way, and we also have Brew. I didn't want to not intro him, as I almost forgot. And just so that I share everything with anybody who cares, I got a pimple right under my lip here. It just happened 5 minutes
Did
ago.
you-
oh, those are hurt.
It's just there. And then I had one in my earlobe for like 2 weeks, and it like inside I couldn't get it out. It was just there.
Those are
Better
the
yet,
worst.
just pop it now. Just get up to the camera, pop it. We can get views that way.
Yeah, that actually
You
probably
be-
would get.
Popper.
Be like
Yeah.
that one chick.
That probably would get a lot
Yeah,
of views.
Dr. Pimple Popper.
Then my
Yeah,
husband
she's
told
got
me
like
to
a
cut.
fucking
He told me to
diamond this
cut the
fucking-
pimple out of my earlobe.
That's how
Let's-
you-
he
You
probably
know what?
meant-
You know how you get rid of pimples in your earlobes? Start stretching your ears. That's how I got rid of mine.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, but that you could like stick a hot dog in your ear. What? How big are your
Well,
gauges?
As opposed to
Shit, it's been so long I don't remember. I think they're like
Hot dog size
9/16,
or pinky size?
5/8.
maybe corn dog size. We don't know.
I can definitely fit my thumb in my
Oh
ear.
my god.
Are we still talking about a year?
I could get it in.
That it,
When I see you guys at BlizzCon, just see what random shit you can stick in my ear holes.
Speaking of
don't-
BlizzCon,
Don't give me that offer.
we haven't seen an announcement, and I don't imagine we're going to anytime soon. But I want to just
Get a
talk
padlock.
about why this is a good thing. Because they haven't made an announcement saying it's canceled. So, the good news is, I hope the world as a people is smart enough to stay the fuck home and stop spreading the herp to everyone and their mother and isolate yourself so that we could have a fucking BlizzCon, please.
It's backwards.
But Blizzard's smart enough to know BlizzCon's not till the end of the year. They don't have to make any decisions at least until May, June. Like, let's pretend they're pre-planning everything and it's just us that has to deal with the fast planning, right? So keep your plans ready. If you are one of the ones that are affected and lost your job, the good news is there's all kinds of stuff being rolled out with this relief stuff and additional monies on top of what do you call it? Unemployment and stuff. I don't want to make this any political than it needs to be, but there's stuff. But unless the whole planet is infected, I hope it will see a time where it
Have you
starts
ever played the game Pandemic?
I love that game.
Yeah.
You win once you get Greenland and Madagascar. Those two countries have it. We're fucked.
You know,
That's how you win the game.
Jesse with that 15-month resub. Hold on, and then Metal sub too. I think I saw it. Hold on, let me get the donkey roll real quick.
And Ford.
So that song never gets old. I need to make that my ringtone. So I think that's why Blizzard hasn't made any rash decisions, which is good. I do think that this is a good thing. I don't want to say the coronavirus is a good thing before anybody clips this and then I have everybody trying to light me on fire. I do think that this, from an industry standard, will make working remote more common than it ever has been. For me specifically, that would be super awesome because I would love to work from Blizzard and be able to be remote, right? That's the only reason I'm not moving to California. Fuck all that. I like money and I'm not going to have any if I move to California. But I do think that this shows, because I've been remote for 7 years total, 4 with this last job and then 3 with my previous job. And I could never go back into an office. if the day ever had to come where I had to go back into an office, I think I would just melt because I am so used to my getting stuff done here, and I don't need all that interaction with people because I get more interaction at work via my chat and my 70 fucking conference calls that should have been a meeting or should have been an email, and I get more work done than I do at home than I ever would in an office. But I think potentially there's some good that can come of this in terms of shaping a little bit of the way some of the companies in our industry are doing business, and I think that that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Ultimately, remote in general, it's less overhead for companies, so it does allow them to pay their employees more. There's a lot of good things that go along with it. My company specifically, we don't have any debt. We have no open lines of credit. We have 100% cash flow. There is zero debt, like zero. Outside of the whatever the payables are, we have no revolving debt, which is almost unheard of, honestly. My CEO is a really smart guy, except he keeps calling it COVID instead of COVID, and I'm immature on company meetings because I don't have to do the talking. I'm just director, and director's not that.
I'm pretty sure it's COVID anyway. Fuck.
Is it? Oh, I don't know. But it isn't COVID. There isn't an A. So whichever way you slice it. So we had the company meeting. And it's 8:30 in the morning. I don't even arise until 9. So I'm laying there with my one AirPod in. And he keeps saying COVID. So I am immature and I text my COO and I'm like, dude, what is COVID? Because am I on the wrong meeting? I don't really know what's happening. He's like, you're a child. I know. I never said I was mature. Anyway, so, guys, let's have ourselves a show, shall we? Let's talk about what we're doing Tuesday, March 31st for the weekly reset, the World Quest bonus event. Make sure you pick up the quest on Tuesday, guys.
I don't do a bunch of emissaries and realize, oh shit, I don't have the
Don't
quest.
pull a me. That's just... I did that last time, and then I just lost steam and was like, fuck it, I'm not doing any of them. Because I literally did half of the world quests required. It was very upsetting. It was my own fault. Stupidity. PvP Brawl is Comp Stomp. Not one of my favorites, but it isn't one of my not favorites. Wait. Is that English?
So it's in the middle.
It's like...
You're indifferent.
Yeah, it's just whatever, right? It's there. And I'm okay with it just being there. And being. Also, April 5th is Dark Moon Fair. Combine that with the double experience that's currently going on until, I think, the 20th of April, right? 20th, 24th?
Yep.
YARP 20.
20th. Go in there and level, guys. Now's the time. Level some alts. Prepare for Shadowlands. Level stuff that's been sitting there that you didn't want to have to worry about. They never do double experience events. So the fact that they're doing one is sheer miracle. Take advantage.
Yeah, I wish they did it like every other weekend or something.
It's weird that they
Yeah.
don't, to be honest, because so many other games where leveling up is part of a huge part of the mechanics. They do events. They
There's
do
a
experience
tinfoil
events.
hat theory that
RuneScape is like every month.
I think every month is weird, but I think major holidays should be the expectation that during the
Yeah.
holidays that there's... Because that's common with all the other games. They do the holiday events. What were you saying, Rem? Speculation? Tinfoil
there's a
hat?
tinfoil hat that they're focusing more on the playtime on the server, so less playtime, That's why there's all this in between stuff. Question mark.
All this. All right. I got a point, but that's for later.
Well, thank you for telling us about a point that isn't going to do us any good now, Brew.
No,
I
it's part of my
appreciate
theory.
that.
It's part of my theory about Shadowlands Alpha and launch and everything. So I have a working theory in my head for it.
Oh. Theories are good. They could be wrong, but that's why I like them. Also, March of the Tadpoles, April 5th. That's another good one. But back to with it being 100% experience, get your Dark Moon Fair buff as well. That's just additional money.
Yeah,
in the
just
bank.
straight up get the hat.
But just do it. Because it's good business.
Make your dreams come true.
Exactly.
But we're playing 8.3. It's Nightmares, isn't it?
visions of.
Look, I had to put a paper towel in my wine bottle because I don't.
Jesus Christ, that's it.
We don't know. We don't know where the cork went.
You know they make
They
like
sell
replacement.
reusable
Yeah.
ones.
You know what
It's
you do
like
when you lose the
silicone,
cork?
you
It means you need to finish the bottle.
You know what that also means? It means that I don't typically buy wine that has a cork in it. Usually mine are screw tops because I am white.
No, I figured you for a boxed wine type of girl.
No, that's beans.
Yeah.
No, that's bean dip.
That's but I could have like searched high and low for the cork, but I knew I was gonna drink it today, so I didn't bother. But it is Stella, and I really love Stella. It's really
For
good.
white trash here, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't listen. The time for impressing individuals is long since past because the second I open my mouth, anything I would have done to try to impress them previously is just out the fucking window. This is what it
Are you
is.
gonna drink out of the bottle? Oh yeah, you are. Look at you. I'm so proud of you, Mia.
But I couldn't find the cork, so I just needed to cover it temporarily. I didn't want dog hair to go in it. I was trying to do the right thing. Now
You
I
obviously
feel
have plenty of paper towels. If you're using it for that. Just kidding.
well. See, the thing about me and paper towels is I have a lot of kids, so I generally have a giant ass bag of paper towels
Surplus,
anyway.
yeah.
But the toilet paper,
For
that's
one
a
of
whole
those
other
people?
story. Don't buy the Amazon toilet paper. In these times, you have to do
Presto's
what you
bad
gotta
stuff,
do.
okay?
So it's fine if you do what you gotta do. I was ahead of the curve right as the toilet paper was being flown off the shelves, and I bought a giant ass box of the Presto from Amazon. Guys,
It's bad. Like I've used it before. The lint goes everywhere.
I have a thing about lint. It's why
At
I
least
don't.
it's dry, right?
It's why I don't use Charmin. Even though Charmin is the best toilet paper, Charmin leaves a lot behind. And if you're a girl, you really got to be concerned about
It's
that.
ironic because their whole commercials about that.
And it's a lie. Like, and anybody who says that Charmin isn't linty is a liar because I have scientific data to back it up because I went through a toilet paper thing many moons ago.
Do you? Never mind.
But
Never mind.
Angel Soft is the best. We can't find it anywhere. Angel Soft is the best for no lint. They have the rough embroidery now, so it's a little. It gives you a little buff.
How do you check for lint? Do you just like grab like clear tape and?
Well,
Yeah.
so part of being a girl. Yeah, Quilted Northern is ultra plush, but it is also linty and leaves a lot behind. And I can't talk about the theory because it isn't appropriate for Twitch. But there's a reason why lint is not okay for women. We're not going to go any further because it isn't appropriate again, but it's scientific. And once I explain this theory to anyone who PMs me to ask me this reason, if you are a female, you will never be able to handle toilet paper that is linty again. It will literally rock your world. But it's really not, it's gross. And I don't want to do that to anybody who might still be listening or watching. But there's a reason. I really should get a bidet, but then I need like a blow dryer. So do I have to like strap a blow dryer to the inside of my thigh? Like, how do you dry off when you use one of those?
Just
Yeah,
have
they got
dark
talc.
air dry. Blow dry it.
A towel? You wipe your butt crack with a towel?
I mean,
They're washable.
yeah.
Okay, how do you know it sprayed all the stuff off?
I don't know.
Like,
Amir.
what if you
Want to
had,
get in detail?
I don't know. Stand up and clench and see if you feel anything.
what if you had like a stomach ache? Like, how do you know it cleans with only water contact?
At that point, you make the conscious decision to take a shower. Everybody does it.
Yeah. Just shower every time you take a shit.
I mean, yeah, and if you have a removable shower head, you have a super.
I have a
bidet.
friend who would
Super
she would only poop
One
in
of
the
those
morning because she
adjustable
could
nozzles.
not walk around after she went number 2 until she showered. So if she had like a stomach ache and whatever later, she would
There-
shower 3 times in a day if she had to go number 2 more than once.
There's a life rule that I've lived by since I was young. If you shit after you take a shower, just restart your day.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's good life advice, guys. So, let's talk about Legion Dungeons and Raids using the Legacy Loot system on March 31st. So,
Oh my God! What is
Envy,
that?
what exactly is the Legacy Loot system for people who are new?
You're asking me. You just put me on blast. Jesus Christ.
Because you're a raider, you should know these things, and
But that's for like old shit, and that's
Yeah,
only
so
really
Legacy is
for,
more
like,
for people that
transmog
farming
stuff.
transmog. Yeah.
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 So you could.
So
get
the gist of
all at
it
once instead
is,
of
if you were to
like two
go in there
pieces.
solo to like Tomb of Sagaris, for instance, you would get like one piece. Now you'll get more. Ta-da.
See,
And it also scales it down, right, Brew? Difficulty?
I don't think it scales it down.
IDK,
difficulty.
BFF, Joe.
so
I mean,
Blizzard's,
I've been soloing it already.
Blizzard's
so-
official description is raid and dungeon encounters will drop a fixed quantity of legacy agnostic loot. So, to explain, if you or another player enter Emerald Nightmare on Mythic difficulty and kill, I'm not trying to pronounce this boss's name, it's unlikely that you'll receive any loot since the drop rates normally scale to the number of players. So, essentially, it's the original system before Blizzard decided to fix something that wasn't broken. Because it wasn't
much.
broken.
It's like having Master Looter on. You have like 3 or 4 pieces that drop, and then
Yeah.
They
off.
decided what was fun for us and what was quality gear acquisition to
Quality.
us. So because they again made a decision for players that was an incorrect decision, but we've dealt with it, right? 'Cause that's what we do. We roll with the punches. I think we're going to probably see this is probably going to be a little bit of a theme going into Shadowlands. I think it'd be really weird for us to go through another expansion with them not have listening to the large part of the community in terms of truly broken things. And I'm not talking about like people bitching because they have to spend $20 on a store mount and they think it should be in game and it's unfair that they have to pay for a sub and pay for a mount. Like, okay guys, kick the drama back because you can buy that shit with in-game gold using a token anyway. So I'm just going to shut your logic down right there because that's just ridiculous. But exactly. So this particular in terms of the loot, like even when they changed master loot, I appreciated why they did that because I was a victim of ninja looting in a pug. And it was a really bad moment for somebody to literally fuck my whole life up in that one decision to take the loot and run. I understand.
Yeah, I had some ninja loot, some stuff in.
Understand why they did it. I think they should have solved that problem instead of trying to solve a problem that didn't exist. There should be rules in place. You can't just ninja out of a dungeon or whatever. Like, there has to be ways that they could have done that. I'm not saying the way it works now isn't great, but I do know that we got more loot in runs, and it felt better going through the content because you knew that if you've got 6 cloth wares on your raid team and 4 of those cloth wares have already gotten the gear that they needed out of the last 2 weeks run, you know that your last 2 cloth wares, because of the amount of cloth wares are in there, you're gonna you are almost guaranteed at least one item of one of those other cloth wares that doesn't need it, right? So I get it for this one.
What I'm hearing here is we need more cloth wares because I'm like the only one.
I
not true. There's
how many do we have?
Yeah.
I'm the only one that counts.
It's
okay?
just
Yeah,
is
you're-
it just me and
you're
Ren?
exactly right. No, there's
Deidre?
Deirdre.
Well, I'm okay. Personally, I'm okay with the current system as long as they remove the item level, like block to it.
He said dick.
Like if I get a 450 verse mastery item, I don't fucking want that, but it works for someone else. Here, have it.
You okay there, champ? Do you need a bib or something? Do you need a nipple on that?
It like kept going and didn't stop. That's probably what she said. But it like anyway. Luckily, I had my cork handy, guys.
Like,
Life hacks?
this.
Does that paper have lint on it?
No, I
Do you have lint on your face?
it does not, because I don't buy bounty right? Bounty sucks.
Who needs
Okay.
TP when you have a cork?
Oh my god. Just plug it up, okay? It's fine.
So there's wine in places I
Oh,
was
God,
not expecting.
Envy or Brew, did you guys ever watch Robin Big? When that was a thing on MTV?
Duh.
How come you
The
just
man pond.
why did you just ask them? Because they're men and like I would never.
Exactly.
But it's a man pond. It's not. You don't.
For the record, before all the metrosexual men were running around reading Maxim, I was reading Maxim before it was a thing for men. Just so we're clear, that's how I know all the weird facts
I don't
about.
even know it. I've never heard of Maxim before.
So
in my
Maxim
life.
used to be 10 years ago really great for male education in general about a variety of things, most of them sexual in nature. But like I learned a lot of stuff from reading Maxim because I don't know what it looks like now, so I can't comment. But back then it used to be really great for all kind of manly like facts.
I get it. You're researching. You got to study your enemy.
That's right.
And then you got married.
Or you got to bring up. Thank you.
That's another episode. So the legacy loot going to Legion, I think, is great. It's expected because it's a legacy raid.
Well, it's usually not done like the expansion after. It's usually right at the cusp of a new one.
Well,
Like a expansion after.
I think it's about time that we see the usual fly out the window. I think the usual isn't working because they're,
True.
I think we just need to see a different life. So, Malefic cores can now be obtained after hitting rank 15 on the cloak.
Yarp.
What's your cloak at, Belle?
It's like 12.
You at least got the stat proc.
Is it 11?
It is 11.
Oh, you don't even have the
Damn.
stat proc.
So, here's the thing about that. Here's why I don't care. I'm going to tell you why I don't care. Because as soon as we clear raid, I'm not going to use it, and I don't fucking care. I will do what I need to do to make sure it's good for raid. That's it.
But if you get to like level 12, you can do that tonight. You get that nice stat bonus.
I do want it to go to 15. I don't know that I'm going to give it any shits past 15, to be perfectly honest, but I 15 is just kind of a number in my head that I think would be good in general.
Being a joke, never mind.
But
Oh my god.
the only reason why it isn't like a huge deal is because last night after we did stuff, I forget what we did. We were running keys. My whole evening was taken up doing one assault. Because I have to do the assaults because I need the coalescings. I need the coalescings because I need the frickin' vessels. My game time, we're talking 5-6 hours max on a good day. And then spotty hours in between along the way. I don't want to spend it doing chores. Not at the end of an expansion. I do what I need to do to make sure that I am where I need to be for that kind of stuff for raid. Make sure I do. I think last week was the first week I actually missed my my mythic key for the week, but like I just want to do what I need to do now, and then as soon as raid is done, I'm not going to be doing PvE content. I am going to be doing nothing but PvP, and my day is going to be filled with nothing but battlegrounds and camping Horde at their fucking flight paths in
No,
war
we didn't
mode.
tell you you're doing 15s with us next month.
But I, like, because I don't have time to do both, I have to make a choice, and that choice has been PvE because I need it for raid. So I'm going to take advantage of the downtime after raid is cleared to do the stuff that's fun for me, because this PvE stuff, it's great, and I do it because, honestly, if I didn't have raid, I probably wouldn't be any kind of social in my guild, because I am not the way that I used to be. I am not the social butterfly I used to be, and it just is what it is. I have life and old age, but
Wouldn't necessarily call you a butterfly. More of a wasp.
well, you know, my corruption resistance in general, I'm pretty thoughtful with the choices that I'm making to my corrupted gear, so
That's actually a good note, Angie.
But I've been pretty
Yeah.
thoughtful with the gear.
If you don't give a shit about your cloak in PvP, people that do care are gonna fucking stomp you.
I mean, if people have beyond level 15 in PvP, then I probably will stop playing WoW. I'm not going to do PvE content to PvP. I'm just not.
Well, rip it's a thing. So
It's not. These are things that are not fun for me. These are parts of the game that are not fun for me. I don't want to have to do that stuff to play. It just is what it is. So I'm fine waiting. I'll literally stop playing in general 100% until
can I get
September.
Can I edit the guild bank then while you're gone? Because I need to clean up the first tab.
I already cleaned up the first tab. That shows how much you pay attention.
Well, I've been.
Yeah, we need to do it correctly.
And I cooked. But
We ran out of room to put in
I am not
goddamn
gonna.
sharks.
Here's the thing: horrific visions are fantastic. They are great. They're fun. They're cool for people.
You can get the best gear out of them.
I absolutely do not enjoy them at all. They are not my cup of tea. There's nothing wrong with them. They are not my cup of tea. I am too old to do things that I don't like, so I don't. When
Well,
these guys are
like-
running their mythic 15, 14 keys, I play GTA. Because I am not going to do
that's
things.
what you're fucking doing.
I'm not going to do
Goddamn
things that
text
are unfun
messages.
for me. No, when it
What
comes to
was-
high level keys, no, not doing it.
What did they have for the Last Supper, Belle?
Brag.
But the good news is I don't do rated content. So I don't do arenas. So I don't care about all the tryhards in arenas and all the tryhards in RPGs. I will go with all the scrubs that are rocking random instance content and just...
And we apologize to you guys because she's bad pathing.
Hey, I know mechanics and I know strategy. It's only...
Oh yeah.
Fuck it, I'm
What's
gonna
it-
drop it here. I'm committed.
It's... Oh, fuck that orb.
Hey, what's the EFC?
Poor Eeg. Eag'll never live that down. I'm pretty sure I even verbally said, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, that was sad.
Only because he was bragging about how high his fucking honor level was. And then he says, I said, Eeg, you go heal the team killing the EFC. And he said, what's the EFC?
Those who don't know, it's the enemy flag carrier.
Then he said, I said, how do you have such a high honor level that you were just bragging about how amazing you are in PvP? And then he told me it was world content. Okay,
Oh yeah, and Legion, yeah, you could literally
job's
get-
done.
Oh man.
Job's done.
So it wasn't that he didn't know it in general. I don't expect anybody to know it if it's not part of their life. But you can't brag about your honor level and about how good you are in PvP, and then we go to do Battlegrounds, and I do call-outs of who's going where, and then you tell me you don't know what the
It's
ES
kind
is.
of like bragging about knowing mechanics real good and still fucking it up by leaving the orb shit in front
Hey!
of the thing.
Fuck those little guys with the little... I got lost when where the snake was, and I went in the other direction. Is that what we're talking about? No?
No, Vexiana.
Oh, dude, I don't understand that fight at all.
3% wipe, y'all.
Okay, for the record, though, there were people already dead. However, I was like this close, okay? I was just slow. I was like this close, and I was running. He's such a hater.
Right? Of course. What'd you expect?
I
You could've
do.
Said, nah, we're good. Show's good. It's good, and you don't have to show.
I do 7 bosses all the way I'm supposed to do them with very little error in mechanic.
Very little.
Well, like, minus staying in a bad longer than I should or whatever. But, like, they just never let me live it down. Meanwhile, Bean Dip's just chugging along.
He's been flying under the radar lately.
Just fucking chugging along with his box wine. Just
If anybody's immune to Corona, it's Bean Dip.
because the Corona
But he
don't...
only hangs out with kids. He doesn't hang out.
Corona
Oh,
don't
Jesus.
want to live in a body that consumes box wine. Guys, if you're at home drinking box wine, I'm not knocking your hustle, but stop. Because it's people that drink it is why they keep making it.
I mean, I'm not big into wine, but box wine isn't bad.
You know, Beanup's
I don't hate it.
philosophy behind it is like,
I've had worse, but I've had better.
Rem, you also like
That
really.
sounds like
You like gross flavored beer. I need
Beer's
some women in the audience
Get the fuck
to
outta
ring
here.
in on this boxed wine because I am ghetto with a lot of things and I openly admit it, but I can't get down with some boxed wine. I absolutely.
I see you like the type of like natty light type of girl.
Way back. Well, it was actually Mickey's way back in the day, but that's when you're college and broke. That shit's
MD.
No, Mad Dog.
MD
2020.
2020.
Mickey's and MD was like so for
like
like
drinking
a
fucking
bottle of
highlighter.
MD was like $1.50 when I was in college, right? So
Get
you
some
just
Four
go and buy
Locos
10 of
before high
them.
school.
And then like Mickey's was like $1 for 10.
You get like a free pack of ramen with
And
it.
then Mickey's always had a little saying inside the cap.
Yeah, that was like the funniest part about it.
Yeah. Mickey's just because it was cheap.
Never drank Mickey's. And again,
I went through a Coors phase for a little bit.
Coors is it's good water, you know.
I like to make
Good
a load for a while.
hydration.
I like Stella Artois, honestly. That's one of my favorites. Outside of Blue
Stella
Moon.
Artois.
Okay.
Like,
Stella Artois.
Blue Moon's always going to be my jam, but
Blue Moon, yes.
But-
Good choice.
Blue Moon, if you're buying it, you have to also make sure you have oranges because you can't really drink Blue Moon without the orange. It just isn't appropriate. So
There is a difference.
I mean, Belle hates on it, but the Guinness is my go-to.
it just I can't eat and I can't drink anything. You have to chew it before you swallow it. Like maybe
Rem,
that's
when
just
are
a
you
test
gonna
to
come,
what you're really good at, Ram.
Huh?
I don't know.
Rem, when are you going to come to the Guinness factory here?
Someday
When there
in the
isn't
future.
Ebola. That sounded like a trap. You're trying to trap him with Ebola.
Good on them brothers.
Now we're
And
gonna
I
be
saw a
trapped.
video last month where Baltimore is getting shot up. I'm good on that for right now, okay?
I live in the suburbs outside of Baltimore, thank you very much. It's like 15 minutes away.
The suburbs of Baltimore.
So
I live in the
Jess,
suburbs.
Jess, you need a
Of
really
Compton.
good. You need a really good like a white. You need like
Hey,
a
I
really
lived
good
in Lakewood. It
Moscato.
wasn't so bad.
Lakewood. I know somebody else in Lakewood.
Moscato is really good, and Stella, anything Stella is really good. This is my first time ever having just their straight up Moscato. Normally I get their peach, and it was pretty tasty yesterday. I don't like red wine. I don't like it. It's dried toast in your mouth, and it just.
Yeah, it's bitter. I don't get it.
Oh, I love Pinot Noir.
Wait, what? Penis in the water?
That's also what I
That's what I
heard.
heard.
And we want you to know that we're not going to judge you for your life choices.
We'll make fun of you. We just won't judge you.
Yeah,
That's the-
red wine, unless you're doing a super sweet red wine, it's not. You really need to eat it with a good food. I can do a really good sweet one, but
Malbec with frosted flakes.
my Stella's my go-to for pretty much anything these days because it's just yummy. But did I put this in here or did you put this in here, Rem? Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Oh, I was just filling shit in.
Well, that was all Rem. I watched him type that in.
That is just.
When I
weird.
was typing it out, I was like, where am I going to go with this? Because I was thinking of Tyrannus Menethil still, but, I don't know.
So, I gave you guys homework last episode. I really was the audience too. I gave you guys homework the last episode.
You didn't give me shit.
Well, you should have been watching. Then you would
You're
have
excused.
homework.
Okay, so here's something to think about. All right, so was it the one that who could be dead that's guiding us, or was it who do you
Yeah.
want?
If that's real, let's get Envy caught up. So while we're giving and talking about who may have
Okay, so
thought
let's
about
say
it.
there's a tinfoil theory that, let's say, there is someone currently in the story that is guiding us that is actually dead. Who could it be that's influencing both sides? Think about it, and then we'll come back.
I can think of one person. Almost
Yeah. So
immediately.
what we did is we took a bunch of leaks, right? And I pulled apart ones that were pretty close to what was actually announced in Shadowlands. And one of the things that was kind of a common denominator out of many of the actual different links, because what people don't know is a lot of these leaks are the same person. Even though it looks different and it's sometimes worded differently, it's usually the same person that's doing said leaks because they figured that's how it's believable. But there's a particular person on 4chan who has been right about the last 3 expansions, almost. So that was the one I kind of took where I'm going to look at this one and see. So the theory is that somebody who's in, there isn't a level of involvement that was stated, but somebody that we interacted with, they have been dead this whole time and we didn't know it. It's not really them. So we were trying to theorize outside of the obvious, right? Jaina's obvious. She's the main character. That would just, at least in this story, that would just make it a little too obvious. So I asked everyone to theorize and come up with some possibilities to see what we can kind of kick around. So Rem, did you think about this yourself?
Yeah.
Are you lying?
No.
Okay, so what have you come up with?
Well, one person I was thinking about this past week was Matthias Shaw.
I thought about that too.
Because he doesn't actually do anything per se. I don't know.
You were mad at him.
What?
But how does he influence or interact with the Horde?
Well, and we don't know, because keep in mind, one, this isn't real, guys. This is a theory that could or could not be. It's something to talk about. I took a rumor on the internet and decided to pretend it's real. But you were mad at Matthias Shaw in the beginning of the expansion, and I can't remember why. But I
don't even remember why.
You were cussing him out. You were pissed off about something, and I don't remember. It might even have been the in-between content. I think. Something to do with Anduin, you were pissed off, and you said it felt really sketch. Because he just like randomly disappeared. It was like a cutscene or something you were pissed off about. It was right after, you know how we go through as Anduin with the hood and he's in like...
Yeah, no, I remember not liking Matthias Shaw for a while, but I don't remember why.
There was something you had theorized that doesn't feel right and that he didn't, that it felt weird.
I mean, I remember thinking that he was a rat.
Yeah, but I can't remember what happened to make you think
I'd have
that.
to find it. You
were pissed, though. It was kind of funny. I liked seeing you mad. Brew, did you think about it?
The only person that really comes in contact with both sides in regards to the story is Valera, and she's kind of like the middleman who arranges like these secret meetings, right? Like she set up the meeting between Bane, Derek, and Jaina and Anduin. She's the one who's kind of taking the missives back and forth to get the treaty signed for the end of the Fourth War. So to me, especially with Illyria being void, Sylvanas is undead. What if Valera, the reason why she's been impartial is because she's actually dead and she'll be guiding us through the Shadowlands?
She was missing for a while, wasn't she?
I'm pretty sure.
Or was it the other sister that begins with a V?
You're thinking the wrong person. Varissa is Sylvanas' sister.
Yeah.
He's talking about Sanguinar. She is the rogue that was.
I was thinking.
Her and Varian were like best friends. They were like the tag team duo.
I'm thinking the same too in the arena when Varian was lost his memory and shit. You're talking about that?
I think so.
Yeah, when he was Logosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that one, I thought about her, but I didn't see it.
So you said Valeria, right? Brew, not Illyria?
Yeah, Valera Sanguinar.
Okay, did we ever get the backstory on where Illyria was at, though? I know we did, and I probably forgot.
Well, she's only really interacted with the Alliance.
No,
she was with Terralion chasing down the Legion.
Oh, is that where she was at? Okay.
The 1,000-Year War.
Oh, okay. I think I knew that. I need memory and yeah.
She was in the Grand Army of the Light, all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. her and Trillian
That
cutscene.
that reminded me of the fucking Zoolander scene where he's like, but why male models? Like we went through a whole expansion of where Ilaria was. Come on.
Well,
You know, he did that because he forgot his line.
I'm
Yep.
saying.
David Duchovny's just like,
I forget more stuff than I'll ever remember.
this is true, like mechanics.
Hey,
Oh.
hey, the good news is once I actually get the mechanic, it's forever. It's true.
Okay.
I remember the mechanics in last night's fucking whatever we
Let's
were running.
just forget the part where it takes the entire time.
Yeah, so sometimes it takes me a little bit longer. You know what I've noticed though, and I said this to Rem the other night, that the older I get, the harder it is for me to multitask. And I don't know if I've spent 38 years of my life using a lot of brain. And I'm not saying that I'm a genius. I'm saying like having ADD, I have used my brain in ways people never have. And
Yeah, there's Eminem lyrics. There's the way the drawers sorted in the kitchen. I mean,
Like-
there's a lot of stuff going on there.
for 38 years, I have stretched my brain well beyond its capacity. So I
Is that what we
feel
smell
like,
burning?
seriously, like I physically feel sometimes that I don't know, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know. I'm probably going to get like dementia or some weird shit because that's my lot in life.
They
But-
say that a case that you might get it when you're older is when you constantly forget things and all that. That's my whole life. So
No, they do say that thinkers that have
that's
that
what I'm
have,
saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
my brain's
thinkers
always
is
on.
thinkers is a common testing theme with Alzheimer's. Anyway, so for me, I'm gonna just continue to go with the thought that it's Khadgar. Just because some stuff is suspect, and some stuff was suspect, like even the parts in Legion, he was just gone. Just randomly. We went like a long time in Legion without seeing him. He just basically said, fuck your couch.
Well, I think he was looking for stuff for Medivh, like some of the research and all that. But I don't see Khadgar being the one that's dead.
Yeah, I don't see that either. I mean, I like the idea. I think that would be a really cool twist, but I don't see that happening.
Why? Because Blizzard
I'm
doesn't have the
still
balls?
No, I'm still annoyed that he went from being geriatric old guy to the DILF. It's just weird.
Did you just call him a DILF?
He
Yeah, 'cause it's a
certainly
meme.
did.
Hey, no judgment.
You swear by it. We don't judge. We just make fun of it.
Yeah.
Just because he's buff doesn't mean he's good looking. I just want to throw that out.
Envy still makes fun of me for going to see Nickelback when I was in middle school.
Well,
You just told the entire internet, bro.
now it's going to live forever that you were looking at that photograph.
I saw them with Stained and Valkyrie.
I knew Envy was going to do it too. I knew it. I felt it.
You want to know who I think it is?
Who?
It's branching off from your little requirements per se, but I think it's. I wouldn't doubt it could be Vol'jin. He's already dead. We know Sandi's dumbass is in Shadowlands. That's been confirmed. And at the beginning of Legion, you know, when he's talking to Sylvanas, he has that one line that stuck with me for a while. Like, not many will understand the decision, but you're the one. He was making a conscious decision to go that route.
I don't hate that. And he was obviously involved at the very beginning of Legion, right? Because, I mean, that's a big storyline thing. He dies, and he hears the voices or whatever telling him that Sylvanas should be the next leader. I mean, that sets the whole tone for the expansion pack on, like, how the Horde's going to be ran, right?
Right.
And then both sides pretty much come in contact with him when we're working with Bon Samdi. I mean, the Horde has a whole storyline to it where they go and find the spirit because Bonsami doesn't know where the spirit is. The Lich King doesn't know where he is.
You know, you
So,
may...
I think Envy might be right.
I don't think
And
I...
we've also
Go ahead.
just wanted to finish with it's also been confirmed during last list I forget the name of the tower.
Torghast.
Torghast. A lot of important souls go there, either to be tortured or not. But souls like the Lich King, he's in there. Varian, he may not be the tower, but his essence is going to be in the Shadowlands. That much has been confirmed. Yes, that much has been confirmed. To what extent Vol'jin could be, who knows? But I want to go that route because it all started with him. He set up this arc, if you will.
Well, and you know, if thinking
Wait,
about
so would
it...
you say that he was dead beforehand, or?
Yeah. No, yeah. Because...
I mean, in order to talk to the dead, a part of you has to be dead.
Here's why that actually makes a lot of sense.
Well, that's been a thing about the Shadowhunters.
But Vol'jin is very smart, and he's one of the Horde.
He was.
He was one. Rip. He was one of the Horde leaders that I actually respected. I respected his way of life. I respected his thought process. I respected him as a leader and representing his culture. Like, I respected him. He does not strike me as a stupid man. With that being said, he also doesn't strike me as the one who could make a decision to put her in charge if he didn't know what he was doing. I don't think anybody has the ability to pull the wool over his eyes, so to speak, because I think he sees things differently than other people do, and that's just his nature. So that actually does make a fair amount of sense, because perhaps he wasn't Vol'jin at that time. Because the theory doesn't specify that we're going to find out because they're still alive and it'll be revealed. It just says we dealt with someone who had been dead for a long time and it wasn't them. So that actually could be a thing, and maybe it's like a suicide bomber type of deal so that she could be the war chief. I don't think that they would have accepted her as the war chief if he didn't die, right? Not if you have to make a choice between Sylvanas and Vol'jin, it isn't going to be Sylvanas, no offense.
She would not have been war chief if Vol'jin wasn't there to give the blessing, because no one trusted her.
And he's not dumb. It doesn't matter how much game she spits. He isn't dumb. So, it's actually...
Like an Envy comes in with the 5 head.
And just like completely blows my mind. That's actually really good. So, I'm actually going to pick that one to continue our working theory as to timeline on when he could have possibly died. Keep in mind, guys, this is for fun. This is giving us something to do. There isn't...
I already have that done.
What do you mean you already have that done? On when Vol'jin, you know all this?
Well, yeah, there was assassins that were sent after him. Maybe he didn't actually survive.
But how do we know that that's the exact moment?
That's what I'm going to dig into. But...
So now we need several different possibilities. And really, timeline, like how long do you think? We would have to kind of analyze decisions to maybe get a good...
Well, because you have that working into the timeline of the story, and you also have the fact that everything that has been going on leads to N'Zoth as well. So you have the jailer fucking up shit, and you have N'Zoth fucking up shit. There's going to be a point where either they're going to collide in Shadowlands, or we are going to handle one or the other or something, because N'Zoth's not done, obviously.
So the jailer is a new... Blizzard's already...
It's something we haven't interacted with at all.
So, because we...
Even though he looks like a Titan, but that's something else.
So, why? Why would the jailer be doing these things?
Power.
He wants more souls for power.
Yeah, I mean, he's already been taking it pretty much every soul that's been going into the vault.
I feel like this one's going to be a little bit of a, not the I just want to rule the world bit. I think we're going to see that this is very different. I think it could potentially be personal for him.
It's to save his lover.
Can jailers have lovers? But I'm saying it would be
Stockholm
really.
syndrome.
It would be a shame if we went through another expansion with just a power crazed.
I mean, yeah, it
Friendly,
would be a nice twist
unfriendly.
because with him Sylvanas sending all the souls to the other side, Shadowlands, the mall, everything.
If you want to
Because Anima is like kind of like the main source of power there.
Rem your friends in chat. That's like your spirit animal.
What?
Read the chat
What, Uther?
below it.
No, after that.
They're gonna compete with his friends.
It's a song.
It sounds.
Spice Girls.
Oh,
Anyway.
I didn't
But
recognize
he
that.
literally quoted a song in conversation, which is anyway.
But that is shit.
But it feels like it would have to be a little bit more personal. It would be really terrible if it was just another "I want to rule the world" thing. Like I need a deep backstory, revenge, even or.
Okay, right now, boom. The jailer and Amenthul were brothers. Amenthul sent him to the Shadowlands to govern their dead. Boom, done.
Dude, you just quoted fucking Greek mythology.
Right?
That is what happened
Basically every religion.
with Zeus. With Zeus and Hades. That literally is
No, it was the fact that
Isn't
the
that what
jailers-
Odin did with Helia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Odin
So,
switched Helia to be the first Valkyr, and I don't know where she became having boats for her bra, but yeah,
again,
she
we
was the
touched
first
on this
Valkyr.
last week. She's hot. My daughter just sent me a picture of a tattoo she just got in the middle of the show. Guys, this is why I'm insane.
Is it another wolf?
No, she.
Is it a koi fish or something stupid?
It's
Oh,
my
God.
name.
I was.
She got one too?
At least when I get old and forget who I am, I could just look at her body and I'll see my name.
I'll get my name right. on my
you
arm.
might just think it's her name.
I don't have a daughter named Samantha.
You know, my
Walk up and be
what
like,
if-
I got the same tattoo.
my 18-year-old is
18.
I'm trying really hard to just let her
Acting
live.
out of character. Yeah.
And this last year, her hair's been every shade, and I'm not knocking that, right? But she's changing her appearance to not her personality. And it's just been really bizarre because my daughter is really. She's not a goody, but she was, I raised her. I raised her in a normal. She's actually probably the more normal of any of us. But black hair and piercings, like she's got 12 of them in her face, and her clothes was just like, I don't even know how to describe it. But for her personality, it's at odds because she listens to pop
White people
music
shit.
and it's just. So I've just told her 6 months ago or 4 months ago, like, when you find my daughter, if you could give her back to me, that'd be great, because I don't know who the fuck this alien is. I don't recognize you. I don't know what's going on, but I just need you to give me my kid back, because this isn't.
It's okay. She's in her woke AF phase.
Yeah. So she has little by little been starting to knock it off. Her hair is back to almost her natural color. I don't care about the hair dye so much as it was like just, and it was every other week and whatnot. The tattoo thing, I don't care about tattoos. I have them, I love them, but I wanted her tattoos to not be from the local guy at the end of her block. I wanted her to get them
Third
done
page, yes.
by a good artist who knows what he's doing, and I didn't want it to be tribal. Fuck your nautical stars. Fuck writing your name in Chinese. Like all the cliche
I
shit.
have all of the above. Damn it.
All the
Phil.
cliche shit. People go to a tattoo shop when they turn 18 and get all the same garbage tattoos that don't mean anything to them.
It's true. I have one. I'm embarrassed by it. Yeah.
Like all my
I love my
tattoos are
Stormtrooper.
mine are all
What's
a
his name?
purpose, but you have a stormtrooper tattoo?
I do. I have a Stormtrooper tattoo on my leg.
On his ass. Oh.
I want to get Fry and Bender on my ass.
But
So what's funny about that is
What about a tattoo on your ass?
right out of high school, one of my best friends from high school got Pikachu on his fucking calf. It's still there. It's fucking hilarious.
I'm annoyed because
Are you hangry again? Listen, you better show up to raid well fed.
Okay, the problem is the raid
Go
is
for
like
the Snickers.
the raid is 5 o'clock my time. 5.
Delivery. Get some Panda. Get some Five Guys. Get some Five Guys burgers too while you're at it.
I love Five Guys.
Bet
what about
you do.
the food?
Like 5 o'clock for raid is terrible. Terrible. Because I make dinner, so I make dinner between 5 and 6, like usually around 5:30ish. Anyway, okay. So I don't want her to not get tattoos. I am fine with them. I did not want her to put my name on her body because I don't need her to put my name on her body as a thank you for being her mother. I don't. We're beyond that. Maybe when I die, she could just make sure I am buried appropriately and all that. And
Just cremate me and call it good.
like, I don't know, but I just.
Except that time you had to go help somebody with their car. Heath. I don't think you were there. For
Being a
that
parent sucks.
Oh yeah, when he had to go get the battery. Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's not like Deidre who left in the middle of raid to go.
No, that's who we're talking
one.
about.
That's what we were talking
Oh! I said his name because he watches and he just needs to know how I felt about that. It's one thing to not show up, but to leave in the middle was just really bizarre.
Man, I remember being in tourist progression, and at one, like, we were in like the last hour of raid, and one of my buddies goes, "Man, I just got a booty call. What should I do?" And we're like, "Dude, go get laid.
Sounds
What are you
like
doing?
Ziggy.
Go, dude, fuck raid, go get laid."
Well, I just want to point out that those kind of
Is
booty
this
calls,
sister?
those kind of booty calls, you can go without and raid, and they'll be there later. It isn't a one time, like it's this one time only they're available. If it's a booty call, kind of goes without saying that
It'll happen again.
it'll happen again. It's not like it was
I'd
a
rather
once in a
kill this
lifetime
boss,
opportunity
honestly.
with like Jennifer Aniston.
I mean, if you're leaving raid for a booty call, I mean,
Why not both?
Rem, the day you get a booty call and you're raiding, I'll understand. Don't worry.
Don't worry, Rem. I'll pay her.
Well, that's why I wasn't raiding last year.
I'll pay her fee.
Yeah, I'll pay her fee for you.
I just got
Take green pack.
I just got devastating news live on the air. We have no more chicken fries.
Rip.
How are you gonna live?
No, that's a terrible idea, Jay Lasty, because then she comes accustomed with the guild. No.
I have no. I have no chicken. Guys, I'm devastated because I can't just run to the store anymore and get chicken fries when I'm out of them. If you live by me and you have, Eve, do you have chicken fries? I know your wife probably bought them for your children. I need chicken fries. This is a...
You throw this on the smoke.
I'm smoking meat tomorrow. I totally forgot about that.
Throw her on the smoke.
Fucking what?
Smoking. I got a pack of ribs to smoke.
What's? Oh, God damn it! Tomorrow's Sunday.
It better be a raid fuck.
No chicken fries.
R.I.P. Bell.
I'm genuinely devastated because chicken fries is normally my raid food because it's easy to eat while I'm raiding.
You know, you can order chicken fries from Burger King on Uber Eats.
Big true.
Is that real though? Do they
Yeah.
still make them? I didn't know chicken fries were still a thing with them.
I didn't really know people ate chicken fries, but it's still a thing, I guess.
Huh. Well, I buy them in the big packs at the grocery store. I fucking love chicken
Again,
fries.
you know, I'm just as surprised as everybody.
Huh.
By the way, the puppy wants to say hi to Angie.
Is that Greta?
That is Greta.
It's so adorable.
You know, I gotta, my hat's off to you really for picking such a good name because Greta is like a name a lot of people wouldn't think about, and I think it's great.
I just think it's
kind of a Van Fleet idea. Yeah.
Why am I Uber eating looking at fucking...
Oh, it's like the activist? No, God.
Like the activist.
Why won't it let me order here?
Try to tell.
Like, how do you look 40 and 12 at the same time? It's terrifying.
40, fucker.
I just want to point out that I ask myself that all the time. But you look 12. What do you know about looking old, Donovan? I mean, Rem.
That's a good question.
You look like you might be on Beanbip's radar.
Oh, that's terrifying.
All right, scamper up.
Wait, what are you saying?
Nothing.
That Rem's on Bean Dip's radar.
He probably already been dipped. I'm saying it's possible. It could be a thing. So, that was really good. I like that Vulcan talk. That was good business. So let's talk about why we haven't seen Shadowlands in Alpha.
There's
tons of encrypted builds, but nothing.
Okay, so this is what I've been waiting for. First off, I think they know that it was. I mean, based on what we saw at BlizzCon, they were very, very early, right? In the development stages. So knowing that, I think that's part of the reason why we're seeing a lot of stuff like all of the alt catch-ups. We're getting the experience boost. You know, we're getting more things that we can farm for transmog by them making the Legion Legacy loot system for the raids and dungeons. I wouldn't be surprised if they can, like, not every month, but like every other month even, if they continue this until we get to, you know, actual Shadowlands launch. And I've noticed that they've been taking a lot of the community feedback seriously. At BlizzCon on stage, Ian said that account-wide essences weren't on the table. They weren't even looking at it. It wasn't even considered. And the community bitched and bitched and bitched for right reasons. I am all for this change. And we got it. They made changes.
Well, let's be clear. We didn't get account-wide essences.
It's like account earned.
We got
account earned. Well,
we got account-wide rank 3. So if you are brand new on an alt that just hit 120, you are not going to be born with all of the essences that are on your main. That is not the way that it works. It's account-wide earned, and it's only for rank 3, correct? Or has that changed?
I mean, rank 4 is
it's just rank. Yeah,
okay.
But yeah, rank 4 is just cosmetic. But I think this is solving an issue that we would have seen, or that we've seen before, right? We had, 14 months of Siege of Orgrimmar, and it was just kind of dead. There was a lot of dead space in between
What do you mean? We ran Siege of Orgrimmar so much that I don't even step in there unless I'm forced against my will.
For me, it was Dragon Soul for those 12 months.
Yeah, it was a long time.
With them coming back to the idea of player agency, I've also noticed that it feels like they're listening to us a little more, and maybe they're hearing our concerns early about like the covenants and how are we going to be tied to the covenants. Where, you know, if I'm playing Protection Paladin, right, I know right now that the Bastion ability that I get is going to be absolutely excellent in Mythic Plus. I'm going to have an ability that just shoots five Avengers shields out and they bounce around. That's going to be really fun. But what point does that have in Raid? Am I going to have to reforge going into Mythic Plus? Am I going to have a Mythic Plus character and a Raid character? And I mean, that's a big question, especially for like the higher end teams, right? I'm sure people in Method are thinking that. A lot of people in Limit are. I know a lot of Mythic Plusers that like push high end keys, like your 19s and your 20s, are wondering about that. Or maybe we haven't seen anything because they're kind of looking into what we're concerned about. And I'm all for that. I want them to get this right. And
how can they get it right if we still have no alpha like at all?
Well,
honestly, I think it's
honestly, this is prime time
to
before
we see it.
Not necessarily.
Before we see alpha, it goes.
I'm not talking about streamers. I'm talking about the actual people that actually test stuff.
but it goes internally to the larger employee base. It's no longer individual testing teams. It gets expanded to in what's called an employee alpha. That's
Like
not a
internally,
secret.
yeah.
I know that this happened.
We call that lab.
I know that this happens a little bit ago, not too long ago, not long enough to where it's now scary. It could very well be that they've taken that feedback. I really don't think it's any other reason other than this virus thing hit them and they're not used to being able to set everything up to work remote, and they had to do it very quickly, and they had to they have 4 offices, 5 question mark just in US, right? Is there 4, 3, 2, 1, 7?
I got locations or buildings.
Well, I mean, that isn't a location a building, or does a building not have a location?
Because they have Austin as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's like 3 or 4 offices, isn't there? There's 2 in California.
I mean,
and
the campus, the campus in California
Right.
alone has like,
So
it's like a fucking college campus.
they had to set all this stuff up for remote, and like, that's a lot of stuff.
Well,
And
yeah,
that's-
I'm sure the coronavirus has to do, like that. That's really set them back a bit.
Yeah.
Instead of
But what I'm saying is think back to BFA launch, right? And think about the beta. Remember how late we got the Azurite stuff, like to actually test the Azurite traits? It was really late, and at that point, they kind of knew that it was a broken system, and they just had to say, "Fifi, fuck it, fly it," and just go, because they didn't have time to fix it in time for launch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with timing of everything. I mean,
I know, definitely the virus kind of fucked.
But I
you're
do.
talking about a lot of bandwidth, especially trying to test something that is going to be incredibly broken, and then you have like so much bandwidth going through a lot of the U.S. backbone. It's unfucking real.
And there's probably a lot of security stuff that needed to get taken care of to continue to ensure that things stayed in house, and it could also I'm sure it's adding to it. They probably want to make it as polished as they can to on initial alpha for the public, whether it's to the famous people or not. We're very judgy as a people, right?
No, not at all.
We're just a bunch of judgy cunts, literally. Like I am the same way, so I'm not knocking it, right? But
we never judge anybody, especially when they drop shit in the middle of fucking raid.
first of all, I didn't drop anything in the middle of the raid. Why do you keep saying that?
Sorry, it's off to the side of the middle of the raid where the tanks are taking the box.
Maybe the tank should be in a different spot.
That's where we all agreed we were gonna go.
That's true. It is where I didn't know where to go. I was stuck, and then there was the stairs, and then I got yelled at.
Greta,
Hi, Alex.
Ain't that right, Gert?
Listen, you guys aren't in Zoom during raid, but Rem is, and it's quite comical for Rem, I'm sure. I'm just literally like, like every 5 seconds, and cussing occasionally, and sometimes there's smashing, and I love Zoom. Zoom is fucking great, but that happens. But I think us as a judgy people, I think they just need some time in between bad press. And your product sucks, Alex. Stop trying to peddle your digital crap.
I have to agree with him though. It's better.
I don't believe that is the case whatsoever.
Only when you're trying to sell something.
Right. Everything.
I don't get credit for it.
I
am non-customer facing. I don't give 2 shits what you use. I'm just telling you what's better.
I don't use Zoom for customers, but I use it for social because it makes sense. But for the record, I just want everybody to know, now that Zoom is a thing because of the coronavirus, this bitch has been using Zoom literally for like 7 years. And I have been using it for podcasting the same amount of time because it's stable and I get a quality output production versus using Skype or Discord or Google Hangouts or any of that other garbage.
Dang, Hangouts dropped their shit.
Yeah, so they're still open. So it's odd to see everybody like posting about being in Zoom for social stuff. I'm just like, we paved the way.
No, you guys released the virus so you can
Hey.
Zoom your stuff.
I bought a bunch of stock in Zoom. Yeah.
I just like because it doesn't eat a lot of resources on your computer, and it's
Resources on
Pre-
your computer.
yeah, seriously, fuck Skype.
What do
Skype is
you have?
AIDS and installs
where's your-
itself.
Where's your PC from? Idaho or California? Both make potatoes, so
Honestly, it's probably from China.
you better quarantine that. I'm sorry. No.
Oh God, cacti.
Here's the thing, though, like everything I order comes from China. I just realized I shut down a
It's
lot
either
of my.
made in Mexico or made in China.
I had
Did
to
you buy the Soldier Boy console from there?
Fuck! No, I had to. All the stuff that I buy, the weird electronic shit that I buy to test.
She totally is, Alex. She totally is.
Just
She ran out of her boxed wine.
I had a really rough work week, and Friday was a really long day of fighting with executive leaders who refuse to fucking see reason. So, drinking from the bottle has been the theme the last 2 days because I don't got time for a glass.
Got no time for that.
Oh, I feel you. I'm sure you guys got a rough week as well, but it's been I'm under my ropes. And I can't go on a vacation because my kids are home from school. So if I were to just take days off, I'm just stuck here dealing with my children. Whereas at least if I'm working, I get the excuse I'm working to not deal with my children during the day. I sound like a really terrible parent, but I promise I am. Same.
You am?
Yeah, I am. I want to say that I'm not.
Okay.
But.
But you what? But you just said you what?
So,
Yes, I am inclined to believe.
well, I am a good parent. I just don't have patience. That's my husband. My husband's the more patient of us. I am not.
Clearly, poor man.
I'm not.
I say pray for him.
So, I feel like there was something else we needed to call out, but not really.
Yeah, who is your daddy and what does he do?
Well, he...
Well, not yours. We don't
Well,
want to
answer
get into
for
that.
Sam. I'll answer for Belle. My name is...
I was looking up chicken fries, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God.
Guys, has anybody bought the chicken fries from the grocery store?
Why don't you just order some Wingstop?
Not,
They sell that... Alright, they
Not
sell
in
that
Buckeye.
bullshit at Culver's.
but, okay. I know. We were just talking about that. Okay, so, bag. You've gotten the chicken fries. I make my own ranch. But also, Hidden Valley, I don't like their regular ranch. That's why I make my own. But they have this Chipotle ranch, which I typically do not like flavored ranches. I am a purist. I think flavored ranch needs to get the fuck out of my refrigerator.
Like an Aryan.
However, I mean, I am because I'm white, and that is the definition, just so we're clear. But, the Chipotle ranch, for some reason, is really good with these fucking chicken fries. And every Sunday for Raid, I am hungry because Raid is so early and I don't have time to eat. And the husband will make a big-ass plate, and I'm just literally just like, Rem sees me on Zoom, I'm just fucking in between poles just chawing down on 20 of them. Yeah, their Chipotle ranch, it's in an upside-down container. It's very good. Not World of Warcraft related, but this is life lessons, and that's equally as
I
important.
mean, I would say it is. I mean, good snacks when you're raiding, PvPing, anything is essential.
And you can't just eat anything. You can't just eat anything. Chips and salsa is one of my favorite snacks to eat while I'm gaming, and it gets everywhere.
Everywhere. Yep.
Specifically on my shirt.
Floppy.
You know, I've told this story to Alex before. I remember, back in college, we have to drive to college like a sucker and shit. And you get really hungry, but you can't really stop and eat at a restaurant. Have you ever tried driving down the freeway and trying to eat a fucking panda bowl at the same time? It's not fucking fun.
Oh,
I have tried to do that.
I have also.
It was horrible. They give you a fork for your fucking rice. It's like, motherfucker, it's like falling through.
I love
All
that
over your car.
I have spoons in my glove box for that exact reason.
I'm glad we had this.
I want to say I'm joking, but I'm totally not. Like, there's literally
I can totally see this.
Because
I
I get
believe it.
offended because usually if the husband's going to get like a takeout, I'm eating it up here, right? Because takeout's casual, everybody eats where they want. I come up here and my Chinese food's a big deal. I get a la carte a ton of different stuff, so I'm eating it for like 2 days. And usually I just throw everything in a bowl, and the husband doesn't understand why I use a spoon. And I'm like, because I'm rating, or maybe I'm mythicking, or maybe I'm fucking Rochambeauing, whatever I'm doing. Like the rice. Have you ever tried to dig rice out of your keyboard?
No,
When
I'm
it
not
gets,
a messy eater.
when it, everybody drops a grain of rice,
I don't
Rum.
eat over it like.
Everybody drops a
Wait,
grain
can
of
you
rice.
Do that again, Ram.
No.
So if, listen, the problem with rice is I have a can of air. It sits right there. I clean my stuff. However, sometimes the rice gets positioned in such a way between two keys and underneath it that it never fucking
Your
moves.
keycaps
You
come
know what
off,
you should
though.
do? You should just soak your keyboard in water to wash it.
I should
It
put
works
more.
for green dip.
I should put more thermal paste on it. Listen,
Let you.
Rem, you've never dropped a fucking grain of rice. I'm gonna come to your house when we're not quarantined, and I'm gonna look on your floor, and I bet you I
A
find
grain
rice.
of rice in my keyboard? No.
No, I don't.
On my shirt?
I
or,
don't
like,
eat it
on the
over
floor,
my
maybe?
keyboard. Like,
Then how does it end up in your keyboard?
You might want to be careful looking under Rem's computer desk.
I don't have control over
Actually
where the
vacuumed
rice
it at
goes
8K.
when it falls from the spoon. So if the rice chooses to fall and hit something else or whatever, it's just gonna go where the fuck it wants. Guys, you can't control that kind of stuff. I have a spot before my keyboard. My keyboard's pushed all the way back against my monitor when I'm eating, and I have a spot right here where there's... But shit happens, guys. Shit happens. I'm not saying I have rice all up in my keyboard, but I'm saying, like, that's a problem. I've also dripped ranch dressing on the palm rest of the keyboard on accident. The problem with the palm rest is it's got these little indented bubbles all over the palm rest. So when you go to wipe it down, you actually have to, like, use chemical to get it out because it gets stuck. Guys, stuff happens. Just throwing that out there.
My old Logitech keyboard, there was like a drip of ice cream that got between the keys.
That's happened.
Yeah.
What's happened?
I thought this was the keyboard that had the Taco Bell.
Like,
but
even
no.
not eating anywhere over it, it just... Stuff happens when you're moving and,
Into
like...
your computer case? What?
Wait, what happened?
How does that happen?
Oh.
Gravity, bro.
But how does it work?
There's probably a vent on the top of the case.
Oh my god.
There's
I don't
a...
drop rice, I throw it.
There, I mean, I don't go to weddings because I don't like people, but...
You know, Bean Dip, he found a Del Taco next to his computer. He didn't drop it or anything. It was just... There's like a wall, and then PC, and that little crack went up. Just a Del Taco taco there. And we asked him about it, and he responded, the last time I had Del Taco was about a month ago.
What?
How did he not, like... How did that shit not stink?
Because
It
he
matches
doesn't
all the
know
other
that
scents.
it just mixes and matches with all the other aromas. He drinks boxed wine, for fuck's sake.
This is like the most bean dip story I've ever heard.
Well...
You have a
I'm
picture of
looking
it?
No, but I'm looking for the photo of...
There's a phone.
No, like, just to give you an idea of, like, the type of poor bastard he is. And I'm sorry, this is totally...
Oh, is this
millennial
gonna be the
boomer
fridge?
shit.
Guys,
No,
it's a
his
sad day.
chair.
My wine bottle's almost empty.
That's his computer chair that he's been rating on for
That's
the
not
last-
even a computer chair. That's like the Elite
It's-
Sauce executive chair for
it's been at that
$29.99.
angle. It's been at that angle for the last year and a half.
That's got to be uncomfortable.
The damn thing broke on him.
Like the
We-
back fell
I-
off, because that'd be really funny. I imagine him falling in the chair.
How could
You know the locking mechanism that keeps it locked?
Oh,
Yeah.
got you.
So we ended up buying, or I ended up buying his dumbass chair.
Huh.
But yeah, Bean Dip will keep shit for like ever. That
in a
chair
game like
had
this
to-
now?
Well, I mean, I keep stuff longer than I should, but
Do you retain raid mechanics?
Oh,
well, Well, I just want to point out that Alex didn't have to tell me 50 fucking times to run to the stairs, and he didn't have to tell me 50 fucking times to make sure I took damage right before the mind control came out. I just want to point that out, that in fact, there was only one time I wasn't at half health, and that was because I was healed right before mind control when I worked really hard to get my health down half health.
You still drew a dick.
I know I did.
It was a curved one.
You know why I need to
Sounds flaccid.
I need to remember to swap my talents for that fight, because I can stand still if I got my sacrificial bullshit. But I don't know why it draws it. It just happens. And I'm trying to keep it as like concise.
They just see her like on rain night, just like
And I was even like, last one, I was really cognizant of not doing it. And then I looked up and was like, fucking really?
No, all I heard was, oh shit. And I looked to my left, like on the, where I was in the game. And yeah, there was a dick there. Wasn't a he, but she was literally freaking out. Running her.
No, because I was like, I just made them right.
You know, the best part is like half the time when we ask the stupid question, the stupid obvious question, like what the fuck happened there, right? And like nobody responds.
That's why I get mad, because so Envy likes to pretend he's a dick. Alex likes to pretend he's a dick, and they are, don't get me wrong. However, they don't ever say, hey, you with the name, stop fucking doing the same fucking thing you do every fucking week in Raid. Instead, they do a, we need to stop doing this. So on the nights when I'm hangry and don't have any patience, I don't want you to fucking speak in riddles. I want you to call out whoever it's doing it, including if it's me, so that we can stop this fucking charade. And the reason is because everybody...
Oh, it's different in Mythics.
Everybody... listen. Everybody in Raid, when Alex and Envy say we need to do this thing, everybody in Raid's going... I'm not doing that. He must not be talking about me.
This is going to be glorious.
So...
And I got the golden ticket.
So listen. I'll even message Envy in Raid. Who the fuck is doing the thing? Quit speaking in riddles, because everybody thinks it's not them. So because they think it's not them, nobody's correcting the behavior.
Don't act like you're safe, Heath.
Even me, though. even me. Like, sometimes I might think I'm doing something right, and I'm not. I just need somebody to fucking tell me.
Now you know my life, Angie.
But, like... But no! Because these guys are too nice, and it's... We, as the fucking royal we. No! Dick Cheese, we don't need to do anything. Because I did the mechanic right. We don't need to do it. Whoever is not doing it needs to fucking correct and make it right. Because we didn't not take damage. Because this bitch was at half health.
God.
We. So, now that my rant is over...
So you're gonna drop the bullshit in the wrong spot again? I'm pretty sure we called you out on that one.
Well, and here's the good news about that also. I also am not delusional. Like, because Rem is on when I don't have push to talk, I will say, fuck, I stood there longer than I needed to. I'm going to heal myself so that they don't have to heal me. Like, I know most of the time. Sometimes it's just stupidity, and that specific fight with the dragon, I'd only done one other time. So, but I generally, like, I know, oh shit, I fucking did this thing. And I'll even ask if I don't understand. I'll ask Rem in the middle of Raid. I'm like, I don't understand what I did wrong here. And he'll tell me right in the middle of the fight, like, oh, you're supposed to do this instead of that. But I'm not delusional also. And I don't think, like, I'm the exception and that you guys are talking for your fucking health. Like, I might be a shitty raider, but I'm not a stupid shitty raider.
My favorites are always, like, I'll see someone, like on Il'gynoth, like, you have the tank mechanic where, like, it does, like, the Eye of N'Zoth, and it's, like, that giant breath that comes through, and, like, I literally see someone standing behind me, and I will call them out by name. And I'll be like, hey, you're standing behind the tanks. Move.
Yeah.
Move. Oh my god, you're gonna have a bad time. And then they get hit by it and die, and they go, oh my god, why did I get hit by the tank mechanic? I'm like, are you fucking deaf?
Yeah, we have to call that
Gonna have a
out.
bad
And
time.
we don't have to be like, hey, you piece of shit with this name, move. Like, but we have to
Yes, we do.
we have to help
Absolutely.
adult because everybody in there thinking they're fucking not the one you're talking about, and they're like, I'm awesome. I don't need to do anything. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to
The
do.
harsher you are, the better it is. Like, motherfucker, it's forced.
I mean, that's true for a lot of things, though.
But
Bundy.
but that is a valid statement. I don't. There's two sides to that coin. On one side, I don't want to spend an entire night getting yelled at because I'm doing something wrong. Like, to me personally, yelling in the raid, that doesn't mean anything to me unless I'm the one that's being yelled at. But at the same time, I kind of need that sometimes if I'm not taking it seriously.
Speaking of taking shit seriously,
Oh my god.
Oh, did
That's
he
the
Now, Pugs,
angry
on the
one.
rug?
Pugsy, what do you think about Bell running mechanics?
That's actually not valid because he does that. He was already growling when you picked him up. You just tainted the votes. What are you, fucking Trump's assistant?
Don't insult my dog that way.
So
I called it a dog.
I think, yeah, he knew the questions. This was a setup. You guys practiced this. But I think
Bro, today's show, I need you to do this.
you probably
That's
paid
not
him
fucking
in
crazy.
dog treats. But I'm just saying, guys, just ask. And those of you that are raid leading, don't be like we. You don't have a fucking turd in your pocket. I need names of who, not we. And I don't want to hear all the range needs to do this or all the range. I need you to give me names of people. I need their birth dates and their mother's maiden names.
When I say all the range needs to kill the fucking
I'm
eyeball,
in
that's
danger.
pretty fucking obvious of what you want accomplished.
Just saying. These are things that we live in a world where it's inappropriate to be mean or
Or say something like, we need to be doing this better, right, Bell?
well, then again, I'm also not one of the delusional who doesn't know.
Well, no, I know that. But
Sometimes I
understand.
genuinely think I'm doing something the way it's supposed to be and I'm not, but like I already know.
Okay, I'm coming.
I already know, and I already know I fucked it up, and I already know it was my fault. And
No, actually, I think I remember what it was. It was Alex saying, "What the fuck are you doing? I was supposed to be. Oh no! Oh, I'm fucking. Fuck your mother. I'm committed."
I was already. Oh, because I went to I was way out there because I was.
Yeah.
So sometimes,
Oh.
if we're dying to one particular thing, sometimes I'll tunnel because I don't want to be the guy that fucks that one thing up. So I was so focused on the stairs that I was too close to where I was at to go to the other side. Like I beelined it in the way we had been taking it originally. And I was already halfway there. I was already committed. Like, there was nothing. I'm just going to hope in a prayer, and it'll be just fine. But, you know, again, the older I get, the worse. The nights when I raid with the door shut, I'm still a shitty raider, but I'm less of a shitty raider with the door shut because, well, Rem knows. He is on Zoom with me when there's 7 meltdowns and the husband
there's a
can't
lot of
find
background
20
noise.
things, and the daughter's having a meltdown because the grandbaby won't do a thing, or she's got a weird mark, or she's making a weird noise, or she has gas, or hasn't shit for 3 days, or my 18-year-old's texting me having meltdowns about this and that in real life and paying rent, and my 2 other children downstairs are fighting, screaming, yelling, being mean to each other, throwing controllers, and the dogs are barking. Like, guys, it is terrible 24/7. Not making excuses. I'm just saying that it is just bad. And you stop texting Alex. I know you guys are talking shit. Knock it off. I know you guys are talking shit.
I'm not talking. Me and Alex, I promise you.
Fuck
me
you!
and
I know
Alex
you are. I see it in your face.
are
You look
not
like a 3-year-old who just farted on his sister.
All right, Bags, you just gave me the golden ticket to yell at you on Wednesday.
Golden ticket. PRV phone, I hate you. So to that end, if you are the guy in Raid to close out that is doing the thing that is causing the wipe, be a fucking man. And either stop.
Or a woman.
And either stop.
Or
It's
a
men.
strong woman.
And either stop doing the thing, recuse yourself, say you have to shave your cat, or just fuck off in a direction
Yeah,
that isn't
save
the
your
raid.
cat for the booty
Just-
call, right?
Just do it.
I gotta replace an alternator. I'll be back.
I remember back at Old Deer, we're doing Old Deer progression, and we had to pug just because a lot of people were out sick that night. And this dude joined, and we were stuck on Zool. He left. He was like, "Oh my god, cat's on fire!" Left.
That would be me though. honestly.
And then and then we reposted for the pug, and the same dude applied. We accepted him and said, "Hey, welcome back. Did you put the fire out on your cat?" And then he left.
Oh, he just left the pug? Was it because you guys were dying?
It was because some people weren't doing the mechanics on Zool properly.
Shit. No,
That's
fight.
just...
you weren't with us yet, Ren. Today. Holy shit, Beamed Up kept fucking up into his own 12 mechagon.
Oh, that's when I was doing my visions, and you got I'm glad I didn't go. Yeah.
Dude, it was hilarious. Like, me and Alex basically like, fuck it, it's his key. I'll go DPS, you go heals. Or no, you go DPS. We were all DPS.
You know what?
Fucking Beamed Up. He got called an idiot. It was hilarious. We didn't even defend him.
You know what bothers me? You know what bothers me about Mythics? I'm gonna tell you why I don't like Mythics.
Because better gear drops in raid, and it sucks to see gear being thrown out.
No, it's because Mythics honestly is my problem. That's what I've realized. This isn't a problem with the Mythics. This isn't a problem with people. It's my problem. I go into things when it comes to PvE just knowing it's going to be a shit time. I'm going to be terrible, and it's going to be awful, and it's going to be no fun. I'm already in that mindset. Mythics, I've already disappointed myself and everyone else in the group before I've even stepped in. It's why I avoid them.
That's why we're gonna do a mythic tonight.
It's why I avoid them, because I don't want to walk away from the computer feeling bad about myself, and I don't want to walk away from the computer with other people feeling bad for me being me. Honestly, that's the reason.
Don't worry. Tonight we'll run up a decently highish key. I'm gonna be fucked up. I'm pretty sure everybody else is gonna be fucked up. We won't care.
I mean, I've
You get your
drank
loot.
a fair amount of wine that I didn't eat, and I'm barely eating now. The husband made me taquitos. I don't have any chicken fries, so that's the next best thing. But
Taquitos are good.
I already did an 8. I think the highest we did already is an 8. I have a 9 under rot. That's what I said when I got it. Anyway, so,
Underrot's not bad.
but like, say,
You know how to use it, people.
I want to do LFR Nazoth, but I also would
Eat?
rather do crystal meth.
What he's supposed to do is like cloak and run around the thing first. But
Right?
It's
That,
neither here nor
that makes
there.
sense. Let's just stop.
I saw a lot of people struggling with Nazoth on an LFR.
yeah, that's not a surprise.
A lot of screenshots with multiple stacks of determination make me want to throw up.
Termination.
So, guys, here's what we learned this week. Amazon toilet paper's crappy. Vol'jin
Espresso no bueno.
may have died a long time ago, or he...
It's not racist if it ends with an A.
It's not racist if it ends with an A.
No hard R's, okay?
And what's good for the goose needs to be good for the gander. You can't tell me that only one subculture...
I never understood that phrase. What is a gander?
You can't tell
Like
me...
looking?
You can't tell me that one subculture of people can use a word, but I can't, because that itself is racist. So, whatever. Now, 2, 3, 4. We're at 4. We learned... Am I on 4? What happened?
I don't know.
What'd I say? What'd I say?
You're the guild master. You figure it out.
What happened?
¿Qué pasó? No sé.
What are you laughing at?
No mantequilla.
No, it's better.
I hate you guys. Why does it say who's gonna be dead? Be a better box wine. Don't do it. Just say no. And any wine that comes in a pouch sounds like it's a good idea. Equally not as good. And there's no like wine slushy because you can't freeze wine anyway. So or you freeze wine, it doesn't taste good when it's frozen. Anyway.
Don't be a bitch. Call out people by name, especially when it's Belle.
And if you were the guy doing the thing, and especially if you were the guy that always does it, and it's like 20 times, be a man. Man the fuck up. I always say, I died to that and that was stupid and that's my bad. Like, I will always, I always call out when I know I fuck shit up because I'm an adult. I can eat.
Generally, when she fucks up and dies, she's like, I'm fucking stupid, I know. And we're like, yeah, the counselor agrees.
And then they res me and I'm like, no, just let me die. Just let me.
We fully expect it when it res you.
Because, okay, so before we hit the last phase on that dragon, there might have been a few times I died on purpose because I was afraid of the last phase.
Yeah, she dropped and she like, just let me stay dead.
I was afraid of that phase because it looked very scary, but little does you know, I actually did that phase very well.
What'd you just say?
What?
Little do yous know?
Yeah.
Yous?
Fuck?
Like you
You're
guys.
talking about not being
Oh
racist
my
and
god.
shit?
I'm Italian. How's that racist? You guys.
Yins.
Oh,
Yep.
you're...
What are yins doing? These guys.
But like I really was genuinely scared of that phase. I was terrified. But I actually, because I was dead a few times for it and got to watch it in motion, felt pretty good. But I won't say I killed myself.
3% wipe.
I won't say I killed myself on purpose. I will say that I knowingly calculated my health and made a choice. But there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Imaginary mallet. Repeated.
Now,
Repeated.
guys, next episode, we are going to dive into some more potential Shadowland stuff because now that we have a working theory in who could potentially be this guy that was dead all along, make believe.
Or if we don't have anyone that's going to be dead all along,
Right.
We have the new guide.
And because that's a working theory and it's fake, I do want to focus on the jailer. I want to focus on, there is no way to know who he is, but there is a way to know who he could be connected to, which is where it's going to matter. Because the jailer himself, his story, it doesn't matter at the moment because we don't know who the fuck he is. So we don't have any emotional connection to him. And even when we meet him.
So what you're saying is we need to find out who is his daddy and what does he
Exactly.
do.
Yeah.
Your notes were right on. That is exactly. We need to see possible connections because there is a connection and it's an emotional one. He didn't go through all of this just because he wants to rule the world. Because he rules Shadowlands. Like this, there's a deeper.
Actually, he doesn't.
He's the guy. He keeps them. Yes.
No, each person has their own little like quadrant.
But there's 5 areas
Shadowlands.
though.
Oh, there's way more than 5 areas. That's just the areas that we're going to.
Is there like a medium place? Because I don't belong in the good place or the bad place, but I do need a medium place.
That's called purgatory.
I
No,
think that's Revendreth.
I need like
Pug.
a.
A tour.
No, it's
Purgatory.
a show.
No, nobody watches the good place.
I do. They
Oh shit.
and Rivendreth is definitely not the
Right over my
medium
head.
place. That is the most fucked up place, and that's where I'm going.
That's where all the emos are going, and I imagine that's where Metal's going to be hanging out. Because,
Oh, damn.
am I wrong? Metal, is that not where you're going to be hanging out? Speak
I mean,
now.
I'm a Shadow Priest, so that's where I'm going.
I'm just gonna hang out there and play MCR.
Is there like a
All day.
fucking hot topic there or some shit?
It's like
Hot
edgy.
Topic isn't even emo anymore.
But
I
it's
went
like
there,
edgy.
a month ago.
No, they
You went
just
there
have-
not offended.
I know, it makes me sad. I'm just old.
You say you went-
Topic.
Fuck it, I'm gonna go to Abercrombie, bitch.
Did you say you went there and got offended?
Rem did. evidently.
No, I didn't say I got offended. I was just like, what is going on here? It's like I don't even know what it is.
What is
to
that,
call it anymore.
J. Crew?
Journeys? What are you talking about?
Banana Republic.
Journeys is where I have to buy my kicks.
I know that cracks me up.
I have
every
to go
time.
and I have to order online and have them sent to a Journeys because I have to buy the kid sizes of my shoes. I wear the DC Villains, and
How do they put your shoes on? Do they have to like nail on the shoe or something?
but I wear
Cloven hooves?
5, which is midget feet essentially. So I have to order the kid sizes. And sad day, they don't make my villains anymore. They make a version of them, but they're ugly and they're not the villains I'm used to. But
They just make them mediocre villains.
though my doctor, because my twisted, crooked, fucked up back, he told me I'm supposed to be wearing special shoes anyway, but I don't listen because he's not my
You don't
dad.
wear special shoes? Never.
What if he told you that you had to wear Crocs to straighten
The
your
bean
back?
dip.
Would you do it?
Yes. Also,
I mean,
yeah,
if it's fine
Crocs.
for Deirdre, it should be fine for you, right?
Oh,
Who would medically order Crocs?
Deirdre.
Deirdre did.
Yeah. I could also see Bean Dip doing it.
For comfort.
Crocs
Yeah,
are
that
rubber. They're rubber shoes that make your feet smell. What medically is good about that?
I don't fucking know. People buy
I
them,
don't
evidently.
question the doctor. God.
I don't question. You know, everybody's.
No,
Everybody
you
can
do
be wrong
question.
in their own right.
You do absolutely question the doctor because just because one doctor says it doesn't make it law.
I may or may not have bought the girlfriend flame Crocs at one point.
When
That's a
doctors,
joke,
when
right?
stuff doctors are telling you goes against everything you know to be correct, sometimes it's okay to not take the doctor's orders. It's okay. It's okay.
Unless the doctor's order are alcohol and weed and the above. Then.
But the Crocs are not. They smell too. Have you ever walked past somebody in the grocery store pre-corona and you just get a whiff and you look and that motherfucker's wearing Crocs and or Jesus sandals and or jelly shoes?
Jelly shoes?
Yeah, it's this thing
Jelly
white people
shoes.
buy at white people buy at the dollar store for like $1.
Are you talking about just like thongs?
Well, thongs are underwear, but
Oh, those.
Now I gotta take a look. And, you know what? Yeah, mandals. That's fucking annoying as balls.
my COO wears mandals, and every time we're walking to a place,
Oh, that is.
I just am staring at his feet the whole time because it's just not cool.
Are you sure?
The only
you
time you
don't
should wear
have a
sandals is when you're at a beach or at the pool.
I know
You know
they're
what?
inappropriate every other place.
At Hawaii, I bought some. I bought some sandals, and at Hawaii, that.
Well,
shit
it's
was-
Hawaii though. I figure you probably really.
Yeah, I mean, like.
I don't think
were
you
they
should wear
sandals
real
or flip-flops
shoes.
or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Did you get your socks and sandals going on?
Of course, dude. No, dude. I would commit ritualistic Sudoku.
Sudoku.
Fucking bush.
Oh, Bush. Death by numbers, man.
Bruh,
Tell me he didn't say that.
he does. He says it all the fucking time.
I'm gonna commit
Sudoku.
Sudoku, man.
It pisses off Red every time. He's like, your cultured sweat. What, bro?
I-
Relax. You need to take a step back.
I really do love Bush though. Out of
But what
context,
about the player?
it's a person, not a location. So, he's one of my favorites. I'm glad he's kind of playing again. Hotel Wi-Fi ?
Playing on a laptop.
Yeah, it's easier to get internet and a double wide now. So yeah.
I feel like in Hawaii you have to only wear sandals. Isn't it just all beach everywhere? Isn't that the life?
They got roads. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Where we're
Oh,
going,
dude,
we
all
don't
that
need
Hawaiian
roads.
food. Loco Moco, fucking Kahlua, or
Yeah, so-
Spam Musubi.
For those who haven't had Masubi or Loco Moco, find a local Hawaiian place and just try it.
LNL Hawaiian sells it for sure, but Loco Moco, that's gonna be it.
Ono
They should-
Hawaii is it's like a chain that's pretty much in every state, but you know, that's my recommendation of the day. Try Hawaiian food. Loco
It's,
Moco.
Yeah.
They have
What
one
did I
here,
have yesterday?
Rem?
I know they have one in like the Glendale area where the mall is.
So Loco Moco.
If
just
I want
so you
meth,
guys-
I'll go to Glendale.
Locomoco. You got a bowl of white rice.
It's Peoria, Glendale.
I'm just saying, like, Glendale
White rice.
doesn't speak
Two
good
stick
food.
onions,
I'm not
a
talking
fried
about
egg,
Thomas area of Glendale,
gravy.
okay?
Any portion of Glendale is where you go when you want to buy meth.
that we call that Lakewood.
Just saying, like, Glendale's not.
Here in Colorado, that's federal Colfax.
And then
Colfax.
some parts of Phoenix
Van
that
Buren
are
is ours.
some parts of Phoenix that are close to Glendale are also where you could buy the meth, but most of Phoenix is where you can buy the crack. Scottsdale Mesa is where you can buy the weed.
Stockton, California, yes.
And there's also a lot of
Alex.
it's kind of weird. Mesa's
Hey.
like 90% of Mesa's police force in the state of Arizona is Mormon, and I'm not knocking anybody who's Mormon. So before you send people to my door
Well, I
with their
will.
suits to try to recruit me, I'm not knocking anybody that's Mormon, but
Mormons are annoying. Fuck
they
you guys.
pull me over every time. That's the only city in this state that pulls me over every time. It's like they know I'm hitting the fucking. My husband used to live there before we were in the same living space, so there was a lot of.
Did he have a nickname living there? Like Spider or something stupid?
You're so dumb. You're so dumb. I want to go to Hawaii. I can't even go to the fucking grocery store. How am I going to go to Hawaii? All right, guys.
I mean, the air travel is really cheap right now, so now's the time to go. I'm just kidding. Don't.
So now that we have learned all these fun facts, thank you everybody for helping us learn these fun facts. And I'm going to finish my food and wrap up show stuff and go see why the house is a little bit quieter than it normally is. And I'm kind of scared. So, Jailer, be thinking.
Sudoku.
That's fucking. I've never heard him say that. Then again, sometimes he talks really fast. Where it's not like Bean Dip, where I swear to God, Bean Dip sounds like Boomhauer sometimes. Like,
I'm about to come on ham, yo.
last raid, I was like, what the fuck did he even just say? And like, Rem repeated what he said, and I'm like, how did you even understand him? Then I remembered Rem speaks fluent in Boomhauer, so. Dip's gonna watch this and kill me. I'm not even scared. Okay.
You're not underage. You're fine.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
And I'm not Asian. I think I heard an Asian fetish was in there somewhere. That also might be stereotyped because he's a nerdy white guy, but
He looks like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. He looks legit.
Man, I fucking love Bubble.
That's
He's
so-
the best.
okay, I can actually see that. Okay. That's fucked up,
Dude,
but I can.
We got a picture of him standing in front of a shopping cart somewhere. I need to find the damn thing.
That's kind of funny, actually. I'm gonna Google for comparison, because we're basically winding down the show, and while we're winding down the show, I'm just gonna end the credits so we could just. Oh, I forgot I didn't do the outro either. Fuck.
Oh, really quick, while we're doing the outro, I have a quick can you not for people that do mythics. Soothe and purge are not the same fucking thing, okay?
What are
someone
you
says-
saying?
When someone says, hey, dispel or purge that, don't say, it needs to be soothed. No, motherfucker, it's a magic effect. Dispel, purge. Basic knowledge, please.
But maybe they're not priests.
No, it was stupid. I was on the warrior, and this stupid shaman, I'm like, hey, can you purge the target? He's like, no, that needs to be soothed. I'm like, motherfucker, don't even start with me. But yeah,
My
no.
can you not is just can you not till Gore. I found more. Every time I go in there, I find something new that'll pull through the fucking walls or the floor.
I haven't, knock on wood, I haven't had anything pull through walls in a while. And dagger.
Spinning crane kick pulls through the walls, and I was fucking furious.
You know what boss I talked about last night that I hadn't talked about or I hadn't remembered was Thok, and then Rem's like, "What's a Thok?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What's Thok? What?"
Yeah, because
What
I
do you
didn't live
mean?
in Siege. Yeah.
That fucking dinosaur. Alright, he's had this many fucking stacks spread, fuckers.
And David Secret Sauce was raid lead then. And this was actually when I had less responsibilities at work and less responsibilities as a human in general. So I had the ability to raid, and before Mythics, it was dungeons, and I spent a good 10 hours a day in game every day. So, my rating was slightly better, but we're not getting much improvement. Rating, it just isn't my jam. It just is what it is. But Secret was really good at it. He's like how Rem is that's the only reason why Rem goes in Zoom, because Envy will explain the fight.
And she's like, what was the first part?
And then Rem will explain it the way he knows I'll get it. Like because we can't have one-on-one in raid because there's one raid leader and many.
So do you guys use Zoom and like screen share? Like, does Rem like...
No.
Like scan his like paper where he draws like the raid strategy using crayon.
No, but he calls out, like when you guys say a mechanic, he'll tell me what it is in the way he knows I'll get it. Where I'll know it's that mechanic.
It's like when you say the name of a spell, I'm like, hey, this purple fucking thing that goes around you.
But it's only because in raid, as a raid leader, you can't individually teach the dyslexic, right? But he can,
It's way different in our Mythics. When
It's more of a guiding hand and
when we need to run away from like bad shit, it's not like this is coming up, alright, spread. It's more like
You always have me and him laughing during raid when you do that, because I'm usually also yelling, or I just got done yelling, or sometimes it's been at the same time, which is fucking funny. I try to not yell in raid.
Every time Alex's dumbass is pulling aggro off of me. Poor Rem, he's touching me.
What happened last week? His re was particularly funny. We laughed for a good 20 minutes. I couldn't figure out what it was. Something happened, and I don't know if somebody like overpulled or somebody might have ass pulled.
I was in an AoE and I was like,
we were fucking literally for like 20, and then it like we were focused, and then we started laughing again randomly just because yeah, that shit was pretty funny. 140k crits, man. Listen, we all know.
pick up the robot.
We all know you're awesome, Alex. You guys can beat on your big old manly chest.
Okay, motherfucker, that's because you were standing on the other side of the hallway where I couldn't even touch anything, okay?
Whoa. Guys,
Hey,
this
Rem,
is...
I'm gonna need you to focus on not getting 4 stacks, you Grievous.
Can't control that, okay?
You can't?
No.
I got a secret to tell you all before we go. Rem is a tryhard. Rem is a little bit of an elitist prick, too.
That is a prick, alright.
He pretends. He pretends.
Mediocre.
But he's super elitist prick. So sometimes he'll text me, Keys, this is Rem. And I text back, nope.
No. Hey, I mean, I help people all the fucking time.
I don't get texts.
It isn't
I didn't go
personal.
anywhere.
It isn't personal. It's I don't know who's on the other end of that key with you. I'm trying to get set up in no fucking 13 where the expectation is high and I'm fucking stressed out, fucking broke out in a sweat.
If we're inviting you to a 13, you can guarantee
Clearly
that
there
I will
was no...
definitely be high.
and there was nobody else online.
But we are doing a high
So,
key.
It's
Envy texted me Keys. I was in the kitchen having a fucking meltdown because my kids
She
are...
was in the kitchen.
We have 2 sinks. Why can't you put all the dishes in one side of the sink? But really, they should go in the dishwasher. But if you're going to make the choice to be a lazy asshole and not put them in the dishwasher, can you pick a fucking side of the sink? So, when I am making food, I can use the other side of the sink to rinse stuff off, do things, whatever. But instead, I got to do the dishes to make food because everybody in this house who doesn't do anything all day because there's no jobs, there's no school. My husband was in a fucking bathrobe all day yesterday, like it was spring fucking break. All day. Literally.
Comfortable. Don't
So-
hate.
So was he like just in the bathrobe, nothing under?
No,
wearing,
that's
like,
what made it worse. He was
knee-high
fully
socks?
clothed in a bathrobe. So, and we texted keys. I got it slightly after, but when I got it and I go, oh, definitely not. No, definitely not. So I continue doing what I'm doing, and I go outside, and my husband's like, hey, I saw Gabe texted you, which would have been helpful at the time he texted me, because I didn't have my phone on me. It was on my nightstand. Anyway, and I was like, yeah, he just wants to do keys. And he was like, oh, are you going to do them? Nope. Nope.
So
No,
what
at
did
least you can reply
what
right
did I
away,
do
though.
when you logged on? I invited you.
I log in to do assaults yesterday, and I'm happy.
Ninja invite.
I'm gonna listen to watch some Hulu or Netflix. I'm gonna get my assaults done, and maybe do a vision. Like, I'm excited.
Boom.
I'm like, what's happening right now? It wasn't obvious until I see Alex. I'm like, God. Okay. The life. I try to exit gracefully so people don't have to feel obligated to drag my dead body around, but sometimes
No,
people
we-
don't let you die gracefully.
We even in death you're useful to us for a chuckle. We set your
I
butt
mean-
on fire.
Somebody has to
We-
make people laugh.
We-
Guys,
we teabag it.
we've droned this
Wow.
out and gotten every ounce of entertainment we are going to get out of this sucker. We are going to...
How many flounces are on that wine bottle?
So alcohol isn't measured in ounces. It's measured in milliliters. So hold on.
Oh, fucking metric system.
750
even do?
milliliters. FYI. And I want you to know that they had a
Can you convert that for fluid ounces, please?
25.4.
Man, I'm so excited. Baseball season just started.
You gotta make it negative shit.
Guys, we're getting the fuck on out of here. I love you all.
Do you though?
Mm. It's officially out. That makes me really sad. I have another bottle, but it's red. That's what she said.